You know, I can't say this enough, but the time spent with your children creates a much stronger bond, and nothing can measure up to the joy that you bring to your child. Good job, my brothers. Let me put this disclaimer out. This video is to uplift our brothers and for us to hold each other accountable so that we can all be great. We should never talk down on each other, and the overall goal is for us to celebrate one another. Now, with that being said, my brothers, our children need us to be a part of their lives. The absence of the father is detrimental to children and to the world. Fellas, you are needed more than you can ever imagine. Now, we all know that the father plays a huge role within the family. Men naturally have this authoritative aura about themselves. For instance, when a mother says, "Just wait until your daddy gets home," this is an indication that the woman understands the authority as it relates to the man. This particular instance is just one of many situations where authority, along with respect, is appreciated and much needed within the home. Please understand that everyone's situation just won't be the same. I mean, some men became fathers at a very young age. Some became fathers when they were older. Some men were married, some weren't. This is not for us to judge anyone, because we all come from different walks of life, and all of our stories are unique in their own way. Now, when you understand accountability, it doesn't matter your status nor your situation, because as fathers, we all should have one commonality, and that's being present in our children's lives by any means necessary. And accountability is basically just accepting responsibility. So in the sense of holding each other accountable, that simply means to have continuing dialogue about the betterment of one another. Especially when it seems as if one of us is getting sidetracked, maybe down and out, or to be completely honest, there may be a time when we just aren't doing what we should be doing as a father. And as someone that wants others to succeed, having a man-to-man conversation with this person by way of uplift and respect is very therapeutic. It'll go a long way, and I'm almost for certain it'll be greatly appreciated. The reason why I keep alluding to the word accountability is because I think it makes a world of difference when it comes to the topic at hand. Basically, if we would have a mindset shift, and instead of bashing others for their shortcomings and instead hold them accountable to do better, I think this approach would be more respected with better results. Because it's something about being held accountable that makes us feel that we are not alone during this journey. Okay, so now let's vibe. As a father, you are heroic. And if no one has ever told you this before, please accept this with great humility, because when it comes to your children, they look at you as their hero. In a child's mind, there is nothing in the world that daddy can't do. You see? Sounds like a superhero to me. And this is the beauty of a relationship with a father and his kids, because no matter what struggle a man is going through, as long as he is present in his children's life, he will always have someone that thinks highly of him. So if you ever feel the world has turned their back on you, just know your children will always embrace their hero. The type of bond that a father may have with his children may be completely different of another father. For instance, you may be the type of father that's strict, straight to the point, but also hilarious at times, and that works for you and your children. Trust and believe. Every man knows exactly what works for his family. This just goes back to us coming from different walks of life. But what really matters is the presence of the father, and that he is raising his children to become great adults in our society. You know what's interesting about being a father and having your kids play a major role in your life? You come to notice that your children make you a better man. Your kids make you stronger, wiser, more caring. It's like their existence gives you energy. You know, I've always heard another name for father is love. And I strongly agree, because your children will bring out unconditional love. And when you love someone unconditionally, there's absolutely nothing in the world that you wouldn't do for that person. So as we understand that a child can make a father better, we cannot overlook the many things a father instills in his children. The many life lessons that a father teaches his children will help them become great individuals, and the information and knowledge that is passed on from the father to his children is extremely important, because not only will they use it, but they will in turn pass it down to their very own kids, and this is what creates legacy. And speaking of legacy, I truly believe it's one of a father's ultimate goals. When you are able to leave something behind that was either passed down to you, or maybe it's something that you started as a father and you are able to pass it down to your children. That is a feeling of gratitude. This is why you hustle for your last name. And the most interesting part is that all of this comes from an unselfish gesture of you sowing seeds into your very own children. It's a great feeling to see generations that came before you and after you. There are many things we deem essential when it comes to raising children, but a very important goal as a father is to raise your children to be better than you were. This goes back to how we were just speaking about generations. So here's the most logical way to continuously improve generations to come. Now, I do understand this is easier said than done. However, as a father, all the mistakes that you made, just make sure that your children don't make those same mistakes. This is also where it's important to pass down knowledge that was passed down to you, along with everything you took upon yourself to learn. And when your children reciprocate this exact same process, you will naturally see your legacy grow and generations become better with time. Let's briefly talk about the daddy-daughter bond. The relationship between a father and his daughter is a very unique one. It is within this very bond that a young daughter starts to learn small things about the male per se. I've heard that a daughter's first love is her father. It is also during this time where the daughter starts to realize how she is supposed to be treated when it comes to boys. And when she is older, that seed of how a man should treat her has already been planted, leading her not to settle for less when it comes to her partner. This is why the time that a father spends with his daughter at a young age is so critical, but necessary and appreciated. A father will always have a soft spot for his daughter. It's inevitable. And this is why the term daddy's little girl will always bring joy to him. And it's the type of joy that's unmeasurable. You know what's funny? Seeing those small characteristics that a daughter have in common with her father, like his attitude, work ethic, sense of humor, etc. This all derives from one of the most essential things a father can give his daughter, and that's his time. If you don't believe me, just bring up a father's daughter in a random conversation and watch how joyful he becomes. No matter how old she gets, she'll always be daddy's little girl. Now, the relationship between a father and his son is a little different, as we all know, but it's so essential because the admiration that a son has for his father is second to none. It's almost like when a father looks at his son, he actually sees a younger version of himself. Now, I know you all have seen a father and son together, and you look at the son and you think, dang, you look just like your daddy. But it doesn't just stop at the looks, because a son will imitate just about everything his father does. From the way that he walks, the food that he likes, the sports that he wants to play, all the way down to his profession. So basically what I'm saying is that usually the son wants to be just like daddy. And to the father, this should be the biggest compliment of his life. And because you are a great man that has done what he is supposed to do, you can't help but feel good about yourself, in which you should. We must realize that the time spent with our children is preparing them for this thing called life. Because during this time, valuable lessons will be learned and taught. Your children will grow up right in front of your eyes. You'll look back and ask yourself, where did the time go? Well, just know that during that time, that passed ever so quickly, you played a major role in your child's life. And because you are such an extraordinary father, you have made a huge contribution to society. And the great thing about this journey of fatherhood is that you get to witness and be a part of the many things that your children enjoy. Not only are you a part of it, but you get the opportunity to experience these moments with them. This creates lifetime memories that are priceless. I mean, let's be honest. The only way to create something you can look back on and it make you smile is to put time into it initially. You know, I can't say this enough, but the time spent with your children creates a much stronger bond, and nothing can measure up to the joy that you bring to your child. Good job, my brothers. Well done. And fellas, let me add this. It's okay to be proud of yourself for being a great father. It's okay to recognize your own efforts. And most definitely, it's okay to brag about your kids. I mean, humbly and respectfully, of course, because your children are a product of you. Let that light shine bright amongst you all, because you are inspiring other men to be great fathers as well. And this is how we all win. My brothers, as a father, you are a leader. And as a leader, you must have a vision of where you're going in life and be eloquent enough to communicate this vision with your children. As their father, you should also be able to energize your children while consistently articulating your vision until it becomes part of their journey. As the leader, you must demonstrate your commitment to your vision by actions and words, while at the same time leading by example. The reason I keep emphasizing on spending time with your children as a father is because we never know when our time will be cut short. There's this saying that goes, if there ever comes a day when we can't be together, keep me in your heart. And keeping someone in your heart is basically holding on to all the memories that were between the two of you. As I stated, all of those memories derive from the quality time spent. I mean, we all understand that tomorrow is not promised, so every second that we spend with our children is priceless. One of the main regrets that we have as humans is not spending enough time with someone we love, especially our children. So as a father, let's make the best of our time on this earth because your children deserve it, and we can't get that time back. So my good brothers, your existence is extremely essential. Your courage and zeal that you have as a father will always be duly noted. Your daily sacrifices to make your children better will always be greatly appreciated, not only by them, but society as a whole. Just know that you are loved greatly. Being a father is something to be proud of, and your children are a testament to that. Please understand that you have a very important role as a father within society. It is even more important that you hear these very words. With that being said, to all the fathers around the world, we thank you for your existence. Blessings, my brothers. Thanks for watching. Make sure that you like this video. Most importantly, subscribe to the channel, share the video, and click the bell so that you're notified when new content comes out. Thanks.